Have you heard the phrase the rich keep getting richer and the poor are getting poorer? Well, it's not just a phrase. Unfortunately, it's the truth. Despite the fact that millions of people are leaving poverty behind and are even becoming the millionaires, most people will never make it. In 2020, Americans' 614 billionaires net worth exceeded $3 trillion. The stimulus bill that is supposed to help you average folk ended up helping the billionaires the most. At the end of the day, most people spend that money either on their basic needs or purchase some gadgets on Amazon. I guess Bezos was the ultimate beneficiary of the stimulus bills. Even though he has stepped down as the CEO of Amazon, he is still the biggest individual shareholders. But the question that I want to focus on is in this video is how do you get out of poverty? What if you are born into the poor family? It's not your fault. What do you do? How exactly do you build wealth and become financially free? We will answer all of these questions and many more only if you get this video thumbs. And just comment. It doesn't matter what you write down there. I just want to see how good this video is going to perform if everyone comments. Just comment whatever you want. I promise that I will really to every single comment under this video. Understand that no one is going to help you exactly except yourself. Is great when there is someone who can help you. Either that it's the government or your parents, but reality is no one really cares about you except yourself. Of course, your parents want you to have the better life, however, they don't always have the ability to provide you with that opportunity, and if they have grown up in the poor family, it's very unlikely that they can give you the good financial advice. Otherwise, they would have gotten out of the positions long ago. If you talk to people who are struggling financially, they will always blame someone, especially the government, who's supposed to take the care of them. I'm not saying that the government shouldn't take care of you, but if you really on the outside factors, you will have to wait for the long time. You have to make the crystal clear to yourself that no one can help you as much as you can help yourself. That's the first steps to make any meaningful changes. Don't settle for the one paying jobs. I'm not against getting a job. In fact, getting a low paying job when you're a teenager is a perfect opportunity to teach yourself the basic of the businesses and money and to learn how to be responsible with money. However, a low paying job is the trap that most people get into and never leave. When you grow up poor, every penny matters, every dollar makes a difference. You grow up with very little needs and wants. Everything you want can be fulfilled with a few $1,000. And you want is the proper roof over your head, some good food, and gadgets that everyone else around here has. So when you get the first job as a teenager, it provides you with enough income to fulfill those needs. But in return, you have to give up most of your time. So you get the positions where you just work the entire day on a job that doesn't provide you with the skills or to increase your income year after year, but at the same time fills your basic needs at least. So you get trapped into the job. A low-paying job gives you instant gratifications, but very little reward is in the long run. You can quickly earn enough to be able to take the car or on the credit, get the latest iPhone, and start going out with friends. But at the same time, it won't give you the luxury of the life time to work on yourself and make your time worth far more valuable in the long run. Hence, you have to teach yourself how to divide gratifications. The best way to do that is to start going to a gym. No matter who you are, no one is going to see any progress after hitting the gym once, or twice, or an entire month. Real progress comes after the many months of hitting the gym at least 3 to 4 times a week, and if you want to see a substantial difference, then you might need to go to the gym for a few years maybe. That experience will teach teach you how to work hard for something you will get years later. 3. Have a clean plan. If you don't have the plan of how you are going to be financially independent, you will forever be trapped in the poverty. It doesn't matter how long that goal is going to take. If you don't have the plan, you won't have the discipline to save and invest. Let me just give you the hypothetical example. Let's say you spend $50,000 a year. If you don't know how you are going to create the passive incomes of the $50,000, then you are wasting your time. But how you create such a plan? We have discussed that in the previous videos, but there is the point in short. You have to buy assets that generates income over time. It could be anything from the real estate to stocks on bonds or the businesses that can function with minimum management. A $2,100 house can be rented for the $2,000 a month, for example, or $24,000 a year. So, for you to become financially free, you need at least to purchase two properties that will provide you with the rental income of the $48,000. That's just one way to do it. There's a million other ways you can take the mortgage, or for example, and let your tenants pay the mortgage and have a small cash flow with every poverty. Or you can consider the stocks market where you can exact the 10% rate of return in the long run. It doesn't matter what the plan is in the long run, it's here and it seems like it has the good chances to work. Whether you are going to save 10% of your income to get here or 90% of it depends on you. But here is what most people are going to say: my income barely covers the bills. How am I possibly going to save that much money to invest? That's why you need to step number 4. Focus on the education yourself. If you are making $50,000 a year, it's impossible to imagine yourself to making $200,000, for example, or a half of $1,000,000 or the $1,000,000, because you have comparing that $1,000,000 to your current job. If you are making $20 an hour, then you have to make at least $250 an hour, assuming you will work for the 12 hours every single day to able to make the 7 figures. And as far as it seems, no one is going to pay you that much for such a job. However, that doesn't mean here aren't ways to earn that much. There is people who are far more than that. The only problem is you have to find out how. That's why you have to educate yourself. But if you spend all of your time on the low-paying job, you won't be able to do that. So what should you do? Either find the extra time after you are done with your job, or what I did back then. It's just minimize my expenses, denying myself some of the things to that. That I could work less to pay the bills, and suddenly I had some extra time to work on myself. If you are just starting out, pick up some books, take a look at my book recommendations videos. If find out what your strengths are, learn how the latest technologies works, and start something in the field. It's not going to happen overnight, but remember that you are in the for the long run. 5. Set up a boring but effective routine. Once you come up with the responsible plan, it's time to set up the routine. Forget about having adventures every single day. You can't be productive if you don't have the routine. That little you see on Instagram is nonsense. Trust me, everyone who makes real money almost never live like that. The life a person who makes a lot of the money is super boring. Yes, it's boring, but you're effective. You wake up every day at the same time, do the same things over and over and over a long period of time, which could be years. You achieved meaningful progress. Remember the example of the gym. Building the great body is a result of the going to the gym every day and repeating the same exercise. Yeah, sometimes you try the new equipment, but overall you do pretty much the same things. You train your chest, backs, biceps, shoulders, and at least once a week. After 2 or 3 years of hitting the gym 3-4 times a week, you start to see the fruits of your hard work. That's how every works in the life includes health. So don't feel miserable when you scroll through your Instagram feed. Just focus on what you are good. We don't choose how we are born. Some of us are lucky to be born rich, while others are unfortunate. But as a wise man once said, it's not how you start that's important, but how you finish. If you are born poor, it's not your fault, but if you stay poor for the rest of your life, then it's your choice. Of course, circumstances change from country to country. Being born poor in the first world country like the United States is different than being born poor in the middle of the Sahara, where you don't have the infrastructure to start building wealth. However, with the rise of the internet, that has changed. You could be anywhere and yet still educate yourself and build the entire businesses online. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, give me thumbs ups. And if you are new around here, then subscribe and turn on notifications. We are trying our best to make the great videos for you and hopefully help to achieve your final goals. Thanks for watching and until next time.